do you anticipate going right back to Clifford now that the suspension's here for game three?
I haven't made any lineup decisions for tomorrow yet.
How do you balance, obviously, you don't want to overreact or, have some sort of panic, but how do you balance that when you're looking at potential changes for your lineup after a loss game or prior?
Do I balance what?
Like, you don't want to overreact to one game, but at the
Oh,
same time, you might want to make some adjustments as well.
yeah, we will. Like I said, we've got time to process it. Here, it's been a quick turnaround because it's a travel day here and a non-practice day. We haven't dug too deep into anything for tomorrow here yet. We've just chatted a little bit about yesterday, and we'll make our decisions. We'll see how the group is doing from a health perspective and make our determinations from there.
If Spezza gets in, what can you expect from him, Sheldon, given the way he played down the stretch for you?
I expect, I would expect, a veteran player like him knows how to play. He's not going to panic. Um, he trusts his ability and his skill and all those kind of things.
What kind of challenges Anthony Cirelli present as a shutdown guy two-way forward?
He's a good smart player. He's got good instincts, good stick. He's a guy that doesn't take too many chances on offense, so he's in good positions defensively. Um, he's a good, reliable player for them.
Series is 1-1. I don't think that's a surprise, but how we've gotten here, is that a little bit of a surprise, or just how closely it's been officiated? You guys have scored 8 on Vasilevsky, and then both games are kind of out of hand.
Yeah, I think around the league it's been, a little bit of a surprise, frankly, on how the games have been called. I think there's been a lot of penalties, a lot of power plays. I haven't watched or followed all the games, but it seems like there's a real uptick in the calls for early in the series, and it's been a lot of like the interference and obstruction type things that you're not accustomed to seeing being called so tightly at this time. Um, so that's created, a different feel from what you anticipated coming into the series for sure.
Having said that, though, Sheldon, what do you stress? What are the factors you stress with the discipline and how to stay on the right side of that starting tomorrow night?
Well, there's a couple sides of it, right? There's we had the first 2 power plays last night. They hit a too many men in the ice penalty, and they took a penalty after the whistle. So it was their undisciplined play early that opened the door for us, and we had some good power plays, but we had some good action. We had lots of time in the zone. We weren't able to get one in. So that's the first thing is when it's called that way on the other side, you've got to capitalize. And then on the other side of it is for us, we've got to minimize, our penalties. The one on Giordano yesterday, the first one, I think that's a play that probably happens about 50 times a game right in front of the net on both sides. That one didn't go our way, but the second penalty to Kerf, that's one we absolutely cannot take at the end of a period. It's been a pretty good period for us at that point in time, and now we have to kill again, give them another look, and it ends up being 1-0 at the end of the first. So there's one there, and then obviously the 2 Simmons penalties after the whistle, and those are tough penalties for us to take. We got to manage that better, but there's a lot of other things happening in the game too. You also can't, you're down 1-0. You can't compound the problem by giving them a breakaway.
What are you looking for from your fourth line in general right now?
Just energy, energy, physicality, time spent in the offensive zone. I thought, they ended up with a shift in the third period, or excuse me, the first period at the tail end of it there. I put Marner with them. Our lines got jumbled up a little bit there. I put Marner with Simmer and Blackwell, and it ended up being one of our best shifts of the game, actually. That's the type of shift that you'd like to see from those guys.
How did you feel about Jack's night last night?
Oh, I thought he made good saves. I mean, there's a lot of challenging looks on that power play. With Kucherov, you never know when he's going to shoot or when he's going to pass or where he's going to shoot it or who he's going to pass it to. So he presents a lot of challenges for a goalie. We've got to make it easier on him when we can on our penalty kill. But otherwise, I thought he battled. I thought he made good saves for us, and it's not a reason why we don't win the game.
Do there need to be changes to the penalty, tweaks to the penalty kill, or is it just the volume of chances, and that's why they finally cleaned up?
Well, when we have a chance to get it clear, we got to, like, you look at the 2 goals, the first 2 that went in. The first one, we get it clear. There's about 15 seconds left in the first period, and now we have an opportunity to stand and hold our line and defend our zone and not let them get set. And instead of allowing that to happen, we end up, they get a grade A chance right at our net. So there's one where you don't deny the entry, and then the second goal, we have full possession of the puck, and we pass to a guy who doesn't have a stick, and then now you're running around, they get reset, and it's in. So when you have opportunities to get clears, you've got to get them. The more time they spend set, it's a challenge. You're not going to be able to hold them off for too long when you do that. So, the success that we had in game one was a result of us disrupting them a lot, not letting them get set. So that's really what we're looking for.
With Tampa having last change the next two games, how do you anticipate that will impact how you deploy guys?
Yeah, well, we'll see how what Tampa's going to go with. Make decisions on our lines and lineup too, and how that might impact how they counter. Obviously, it gives them a little bit of an edge, and I think the biggest thing really is just how they'll manage their defense. From a forward perspective, I think it's going to be more face-off, more determined by face-off locations and things like that. But I would imagine you're going to see. Points throughout Killorn, try to get a lot of time against Matthews and all of that. But like I said, from our perspective, at 5-on-5, we've done a pretty good job here in the series so far. We want to continue that on the road and try to even get better with it. And then obviously our focus is to try to get the edge on special teams.
Sheldon, is officiating different than the regular season or past playoffs as well?
Well, I think both. There's been a lot of attention, a lot of different things, but we're not too focused on that. We got to do a better job of not giving them reasons to call anything.
What do you like about how your team has responded to losses this season? I think the longest winless streak was back in October.
Yeah, we've done a good job of that as a team, and I have no doubt that we'll bounce back again here for sure. We'll know that Tampa's going to go back home with confidence and all of those kind of things, but we talked about coming into the series, when our team's been challenged, we've responded very well. So we know what we're in for here now. We got to go on the road and play a good road game and find a way to get a win.
Sheldon, offensively, it wasn't an easy series for Matthews and Marner against Montreal last year. The fact that they are rolling against Tampa, how good of it, good news going to be for you?
Yeah, it's really positive that those guys are feeling good. They found ways to score. Obviously, you come into it and you've got Vasilevsky back there, and you know it's going to be a challenge to score. But so for those guys to find the score sheet early on is good for us.